All right. Welcome back to another episode of The Trigger Man. I am your host, Trigger Man. Today, gonna start doing these here reaction videos again. I was doing them for a while, fell off, so I got my new studio in the background here. So, we're trying different things, man. All right, so yeah, we're gonna play some different reels and stuff from social media, and nothing too much educational, just fun, maybe a little education, but yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. Start off with this one here.
I want to talk to you idiots because I keep seeing a lot of people like Cody who are not very smart at all. Here's an area that needs to be primed, right? So here's what we'll do. We'll put paper and tape down,
yeah.
and then they get over here and they think they're real smart, right? And so they'll roll the tape back, right?
Seriously?
Oh yeah, this is what they fucking do. There's no joke to this. Like we learned this back in the early '90s not to do this, and this is why. Because even whenever you stop spraying right here, a little bit of overspray gets over here, right? You guys talk about what drives you crazy. It drives me crazy. I see them pull it off, right? And then I see them sand it just a little bit, right? And then I see them paint it, and I can still see that fucking line right there, and right there. Every goddamn time through their paint. And every time.
Because it's a hard line.
It's a hard line.
They don't see it in the booth,
If you don't sand
but you'll
the hard
see it
line-
outside.
No, I see it in the booth. These fools suck.
Hey man, this man crazy, man. But yeah, don't leave them hard edges. My prepper does that, but she does it on the edges. So like on a body line, she'll do it. At first I was against it, like I don't do it at all, but my prepper, that's the way she was trained, and I was waiting for her to screw up. When she does it right, back tapes it right off of an edge body line. But I never have an issue, so I can never even get on her. Even though I just don't like it and I want to, but I don't have a justifiable, like, don't do this. So, but yeah, don't do that.
I mean, like I said, we learned in the early 2000s or early 90s, which is 30 plus years ago before you people were born.
Dude, he'll be tripping, man.
I'm sweating. Next time you're asking why am I wearing a goddamn motherfucking bikini in my goddamn motherfucking garage, maybe fucking go and look at the fucking temperature and see how motherfucking hot it is, and then ask me that question after you see how fucking hot it is, because I'm fucking sweating and I'm in an entire fucking tank top and the coveralls are only on my freaking legs and I'm dripping sweat from my forehead. So if you have a problem with me wearing a bikini because I'm hot,
Trigger don't have a problem with you wearing a bikini because you're hot. So some of these other dudes, yeah, like the trolls that come on my channel, they probably got a problem. But ma'am, I tell you, Trigger Man, we got no problem. No problem here.
just say that. God damn, a bitch is fucking dripping sweat in her fucking garage and she can't wear a fucking bikini in her own fucking house because she's hot? Cry me a river, bitch.
Hello. So, this is part 2 of the respray series. You guys saw me 400ing the whole car in part 1. So that's just me. That's just what I'm doing right now. Just a little recap of what I did. So after we 400ed the whole car, we gave it an 800 wet rub, which is just 800 grit
rub.
sandpaper with water. And my boss did that all over the primed areas that we primed in part 1, and also all over the rest of the car.
Wet rub. Guess that's kind of like rubbing wet sand, I guess.
So this is the car in the booth now. We wet down the floors and put plastic down just so there's no dust. This is the car all masked up, and you can see all the primed spots. They feathered out really nice. This is just me going over all the paint chips that were on.
Cars in the booth, wiped down, floors wet, and now fixing chips and sanding. No sanding in the booth, okay? Especially something like that. So chips been on there since day one. The chips were there when you started repairing the dents. No sanding in the booth. Bad habit, okay? Bad habit, all right? So No matter what, you're in the carport, your garage, wherever you're going to be spraying, if you have a designated spot to spray, do not sand. I hate that. I hate it.
You're drunk already, aren't you, buddy?
On the car, just like with a little bit of bog, and wet sanding
That's
it down
a big
with
ass
800.
chip too. Look at that.
And that's what it looks like after. So to get all that sludge stuff,
See all of that? Like, I mean, I could be wrong. You guys let me know in the comments. Like I said, it's going to be fun, but also some education. But something like this, like, no. Couldn't do it. Maybe if you miss something, a pinhole or a little chip, something that shows, but this is just, you're doing repairs in the booth. Like, no bueno.
off. I use a wet rag to wipe it down. It's just a lot easier than using wax and grease remover. And
I'm going to get somebody to say, oh, but it's water and it's wet and it makes no dust. Either way, it makes no sense to do it. It's just a habit you don't want to start.
that was just me finishing the rest of the car down. And that's me in my spray suit.
Hey.
That's the paint. It's Phantom something. I don't know. Anyways, this is me tack ragging the whole car down. It's pretty much just like a rag that's sticky, gets all the dust off. And this is the first coat. So we go over all the priming areas, obviously, because it's a lot lighter than the paint. So it covers less when we paint it. So my boss is just going over all that.
Boy, he putting them coats on heavy like the old Trigger Man. Wet base coat. And no, that's my thing. Ooh, it does something to me.
As well as the bonnet because it's all primed. So this is what it should look like after the first little dust coat over all the primer. As you can see, it's still like a little bit see-through, but after this coat, which is the second coat over it, it's all covered. Just like that.
Second
You can see
coat.
better in this video how it covers it all.
2 coats of base.
And then, of course, on the bonnet as well.
Gone.
So now we're on to spraying the whole car. This is technically like the third coat if you count it over the priming areas, but the first coat on the whole car. Okay, so this is the second coat on the car. It's a lot wetter than the first coat just because the first coat's like a tack coat. So you can put the second coat on a lot wetter and it has something to grip to so it doesn't just like run down the whole car. But yeah, this is what it looks like after all the base coat's done. Okay, now the best part, clear. This is a really satisfying video, so I'm just going to let you guys watch it.
Definitely the best part.
Look at that shine. Oh my goodness. This is MIPA clear that we're using. It's a HS, which is a lot thicker than normal clear. And you can see the reflection like of the gun in the roof. Like, it's such a good clear. So I think we did 2 coats of clear on this job. And when you put on clear, you don't want it to be dry. You want it to be wet, like as you can see in the video, it's very wet. And this is what it looks like the next day. There'll also be a part 3 to the respray series of us cutting and buffing the whole car.
Okay.
So don't act like I don't understand what can and cannot be done. And
Hey, this dude here just funny to me, man. This dude is funny as hell. He just be saying anything.
this fucking industry with this fucking material. Because after 36 years, yes, I don't give a shit whether you like it or not. I'm a master technician all the way through, baby, true and true. And
True
it's
and
not a bullshit test that I took to go suck off somebody. No, it's actual.
This man say it's not a test I took to go and suck off somebody.
Bomboca!
Hold on, man. Hold on.
Body. No, it's actual practical knowledges of spraying in booths like this. Shit test that I took to go suck off somebody. No, it's actual practical knowledges of spraying in booths like this. I worked for Mannheim Auto Auction, who had 2 fucking booths that equaled that of a fucking football field. But every winter, you know, that cold air comes in because that heater gets.
Now, I'm not sure. I think this dude is in Texas somewhere. But what he just said about Mannheim Auction, 2 big booths, that's true. I had a friend that worked out there, and every now and again I would go out there and help him at the Mannheim here in Florida, in Hollywood, Florida, right next door to the Hard Rock, the big guitar. Right next door to that is the Mannheim Auction. 2 big, huge spray booths. Huge. So that's true. But you talk about some butcher work out there. Because remember, that's a car auction. And they're just fixing up cars, butchering them up just to sell through the auction. You know what I'm saying? So they were fixing cars out in the open. They had Dent Wizard piled up out there fixing stuff. Like, it was just, man. So saying that worked at Manheim, I mean, here in Florida, that ain't really doing nothing. You know what I mean? But maybe it's different out where he's at.
Pulled out of a fucking football field. But every winter, you know, that cold air comes in because that heater gets cut off because no blowy uppy. So I don't care whether you like me or not. The laws of physics still do not change. Is it going to cure up? Absolutely. Does it go dormant? Fuck no, because if it went dormant, it'd be liquid and it'd all be pissing on the floor.
Hey, so basically, y'all know what the man is saying, right?
Put some respect on my name.
Right? This is one I'm going to post up, and I hope it makes all of you princesses out there who don't know shit matter in hell, but it still does.
I need him to come speak on my channel, man, because all these princesses I get. Hey, Trigger, I've been painting for 4 years, and I would never do that. Like the overall I did with the high checker. Why did you use single stage and then clear coat? That's so stupid. Even though I explained in the video what I'm doing, you know, I realize some of the stuff I do is just far beyond the realm of some of these guys' experience. You know, it's like, this guy's funny. But I need him to come and speak on my channel. These princesses.
Doesn't change the fact that John is right, and you're a bitch because you don't like it.
Put some respect on my name.
Oh, man.
In this video, I'm going to show you how you can get professional automotive paint results at home for only $6. I typically use guns like these that, although they're pretty cheap, they're still hundreds of dollars, and you still have to have an air compressor. With this little guy, you put some paint in that glass jar on the bottom, and it's ready to spray. Your first step should be remove the part that you're going to spray. Now that the parts are off the car, we need to make sure that there is good mechanical adhesion for the primer we're about to lay. So we're going to use 400 grit sandpaper and or a red Scotch-Brite pad. This, as you can tell, is going to scuff up that surface, and then when we lay that primer, everything will stick better to this. You'll know you're done sanding when everything looks like a uniform haze like this. Next, you want to get a clean microfiber towel and get some dirt and grease remover. This stuff is essentially paint prep, and it's going to remove any of that grease that you might have put on there while you were sanding. Next, you're going to wipe with a tack rag. This is going to remove any dust. Next step, you can get at AutoZone. This is a primer sealer in a can already for you. Or you can use this fancy thing that we bought for $6, and you can get by the quart or even by the gallon primer sealer. We aren't going to need a ton of it. Now we're ready to spray. Start on your edges first and then work your way to the middle. We want to lay this stuff fairly wet. Once you're done laying your primer, that's how it should look. Pretty flat. The flatter that is, the...
Now that's actually pretty cool. I ain't never seen that thing before. I know they load paints into the aerosol cans now, but that's new. I never seen that thing. Type in the comments. Let me know if you guys have used that, if it works.
Easier the base coat is to lay. Now that we're done with the primer, we can empty whatever is left over into the paint, and we can rinse this out so we can spray our base coat. Clean this out. We can use a little lacquer thinner, put it in there, pop the top right back on, shake it up. You can already see it cleaning it out. Spray some out of the nozzle, and then we're going to empty that tank and keep going until that's perfectly clear. Now that we've given it half an hour, I'm going to gently go over the entire surface with 600 grit sandpaper. That way I just make sure there is no little nibs in it. We need to tack rag it one more time, and then it's on to our base coat. Down to your local auto body store, bring them your paint code, and they can mix you up paint that you can spray with this little spray gun. I think this half a pint here probably costs about $20. We need to mix 1 part of the base to 1 part of a medium reducer. All the way up to 1. And then we're going to pour in our medium reducer until it also hits 4. Mixy, mixy, mixy. Pour our base coat into our fancy little gun. Spray our edges first. Yeah, business, boys. We're going to do 2 or 3 layers just to make sure that our coverage is perfect. Make sure you do overlapping patterns and keep it nice and wet. Use a tack rag in between layers, and for your final layer, make sure you back the gun just slightly. That way you prevent what's called tiger striping. After we let that final base coat layer sit for 30 minutes to make sure it's nice and fully cured, we're going to do 1 more tack to make sure there's no dust on the parts. Then it's time to mix up our clear coat. For this,
you don't want to get no tiger striping on white now. That's going to look crazy.
paint, we're going to use a Gen Max High Solids Clear Coat. You're going to use 2 parts of the base to 1 part of the activator. These fancy little cups make it dummy proof, boy.
My witches, bro.
Pour it into our gun again. Just like the base coat, you want to hit your edges first. As you're spraying the clear coat, you need to make sure that it overlaps a lot each pass. That way you keep it nice and wet, just like that. Let that flash off for 15 minutes, and then we're going to do one more thick layer of clear coat, and then we're done.
All right, this dude, you got a bug? This dude here is actually on point. Like everything he's saying.
Get a bug in your paint, don't cry, grab a pair of tweezers, and we can pull this bad boy off, and you won't even see it in the final product, promise. And there you have it, boys. Professionally painted car parts in your garage with a $6 part. Amazon URL in my link tree. If you enjoyed this video, hit that follow button.
Tell your mother.
Okay.
I don't want to talk to you idiots because I keep seeing a lot of.
All right, so that's a wrap, man. That's a wrap. Again, we're just trying something here. Man, this dude here funny as hell, man. I swear I need to get him to do a collab on my channel, you know, so he can talk to the princesses I get. That's about the only person gonna do a collab with old Trigger, man, you know. The rest of these divas out here, they ain't fooling with Trigger. Hey, but I hope you guys enjoyed, man. Tap in the comments, let me know what you think. Happy New Year to everybody. Hope you had a nice, safe, sober New Year. And 2026, let's bring it. Peace.